Hello everyone, welcome to another episode here on Gorbad, Ironclaw. So we begin with a battle I wasn't considering showcasing to you, but it's a siege defense in Lamia. Nurgle sent a couple of armies. It's like a full army basically, with both, but he's not gonna merge them. You know, he's gonna engage immediately, and that's his undoing. And I'm actually gonna defend here. Note that there's a big difference. So of course I'll have some archers here to cover the towers and the walls, and then I'll retreat them. Then I have some units like big guns covering the gates, some other big guns to go into the walls. His reinforcements are coming in, but there's a big problem, which is that the fort towers are actually shooting normal projectiles, while actually they weren't. It was those magic projectiles that do a lot of damage. So that alone is going to create the issue where they win. But yeah, that's siege replays for you guys. I have to fight to play these out instead of going for the replays, but I thought, well, I gotta try. I gotta see if it's working now with the patch, but it isn't. So yeah, it is what it is. But still, basically the towers almost defeated a couple of units here. With the archers fire, they were almost depleted. They got into the walls, but they died shortly thereafter. The giant was knocking on the wall, on the gate, and it did open at exactly the same time. So there's a lot of situations that actually happened. But after a while I'm going to show you where it actually diverts. So for instance, the unit that is now engaging and climbing the ROR Plague Rider, Plague Bearers, was way down in health to the point that they died very easily. And then I got a few shots on some other units while this was happening at the walls. So I'm sitting in my big guns to deal with the enemy lord, and my archer units are going to hit anything that they can from the side. And once the giant comes in, they're going to hit him. So that's basically the job for the archer units there. A giant is really good at knocking down gates. It's really powerful to do it. So overall, so far it's almost the same, and now the big change comes in because the enemy's reinforcements are here, and I can tell you that they have the ROR Rot Knights, and that unit was like halfway down in health just with the towers. So even before they entered, and that's a unit that can change everything because they have regen, they have great melee attack and defense values, great armor piercing damage. So that's the big problem. This giant did about nothing, and this is actually, as I was seeing the replay, I was like, maybe nothing changed. And these nurglings that are coming in, I stopped them at the gate. So already this is quite different than what we saw. Of course, the giant has enormous missiles, magnet. It was already almost killed, so I did a little bit more damage. The Lord does die on the walls. I don't think he actually dies. He just retreats from one of the ladders, and he's really weak. Yeah, but those Rot Knights, they were completely destroyed. I mean, like half to 3/4 health gone just by my towers. So you can imagine the difference because they're coming in with full strength. So yeah. In the meantime, yes, a lot of Nurglings came in and a lot of Plague Bearers and Exalted Plague Bearers, but it's not like they did anything. And actually at this point in the replay I was thinking maybe nothing really is going to change because it seems like it's giving me just a little bit more room for the archers, which didn't happen, so maybe the archers can do a lot of damage, but no. At this point, I can already tell you that I wasn't retreating. Those Forsaken were nearly dead. These Nurglings were dead already. And certainly, when I sent in the trolls, it was against a half health, like I told you, ROR unit of Rot Knights, which they destroyed. And now it's completely full of of health. So that alone is going to create the issue. But yeah, still this worked perfectly. The strategy worked perfectly, especially of course because, come on, I have a big garrison and of course the towers were developed. So it makes a huge difference. And the fact that he didn't go anywhere else, you know, he didn't try to attack on different places or anything, was helpful actually. If he tries to batter ram through the gate, then I'm pretty happy with that because it just makes my defense much better. So I killed the enemy lord there, as you can see. There's another one, of course. But yeah, these 4 towers, as soon as I saw this, I was like, yeah, the trolls never routed. And of course, he has the Rot Knights, which are anti-large, and they're wrecking my trolls. It should be the other way around by the time, but okay. This Beast of Nurgle actually survived really well on the other side of the gate. So yeah. Right here it would be a great target for my archers, but as you'll see, I'm not targeting them. I'm still targeting the Rot Knights because I just wanted them to start rotting away. And by the time that we are in this battle, the Rot Knights would have already been routed and going back, and they didn't even capture the gateway, I can tell you. I actually held the gateway for all the time. But still, it's interesting to see how small changes, just some 4 towers, and it's enough to change things up. Let me speed it up a little bit. Sorry, I was yawning there. Not because of the replay, but because I've been playing for quite some time and it's late. But yeah. Just all of these Stream of Corruptions and everything like that, all of those spells, they never hit because he ended up just leaving. So yeah, that's the issue that happens, and the Rot Knights alone can carry this. I mean, I don't think I've done anything to them compared to the time where they actually routed way before doing anything here. And the evidence that this is the wrong, let's say, replay is this. It's because my units are still here and it states Pyrrhic victory, but you're going to see that once I end, it actually wasn't. So it was actually heroic victory and I lost like 1 unit. So yeah, that's how it was. And you can see like the unit of Rot Knights, see the health, they went in, went away, and that's it. So I spent a lot of time just doing some, auto resolves and everything like that, just conquering some settlements that were ill defended. And now there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 units here, and I want to kind of reveal how I typically get rid of these units, especially when I have so many armies. So I'm going to show you there. And in terms of treaties, I've gone with the Dread Fleet and Seducers of Slanesh as well as the Awakened. So I'm starting to find out other factions. This is something that you only have to do this later on. Okay, there's I sent this guy that has, I don't know, it has triple the amount of movement points. I don't know why, but I'm not going to complain about it. It does have like triple the amount of movement points. He moves so much and he discovers so much that he alone is going to discover every single faction around here. So, but you never should find every single faction because they can declare war, of course, and it can create some issues where you're going to get a lot of defensive alliances and suddenly they're all attacking each other and bringing you into wars. So you should try to avoid that if possible. Meeting too many factions is not good. I could confederate Grimgor, but he's strength 27, 12 settlements only, and it would just lead me further away from the Empire, further away, more into Cathay and everything, and I really don't want to have to go there. So, how do we typically do these things? First of all, let me remove everything from the encamp stance. And I'm gonna use Gnobber to attack Woodbat. Don't worry. He's just gonna build some stuff and continue the siege, okay? What this means is that the settlement garrison, and if there was any army inside, which there isn't, which is nice from the AI, would be locked out. But Nobber would still be able to reinforce us. And now what I'm going to do is just use the stalk, you know, the stance stalking from Ragnik, which is perfect. And I'm going to attack, see if I can auto-resolve. Yeah, so basically, that's the idea. I mean, there's no way that stack... You've seen in me fighting these stacks, there's no way that I would lose anything there. So that's how kind of like I do it. Now, I really want Gorbad to fight, so I'm going to try and fight this army that has moved away. Because I want Gorbad to give me plans. Because I am suffering for plans, actually. That was kind of, if I would change anything on this playthrough, it would be to use Mentor, because you really need Mentor for the forces that you're going to use. You really need Mentor to get to level 30 really fast with your heroes, with your lord, sorry, because then they will have the plans in infinity. Time, so which is completely different, you know, that's how it should be done, but still it's not a bad idea. So let me fight this battle. So I planned like a concave because he has a lot of cavalry and he's trying to surround me, and I have just 2 units here to defend against everything there, 3 with the black works, and everything that is here is going to defend against all that cavalry unit. With the stone trolls and black works, you got anti-large. I mean, like seriously anti-large, because that's how it is. My archer is going to attack the mortars, and my witch is the hag witch is going to try to deal with the handgunners, maybe a Fate of Byrne or a Purple Sun. I can't remember what I used. And the one other archer unit is going to try to attack those outriders with grenade launchers. But yeah, black works with all the buffs. It's just nothing gets through those. And the first few volleys, 3 mortars destroyed. I thought this was a bug, actually. It's weird. They don't do as much damage as this happens. So I think the war wagons may have an issue where the vehicle in itself has very low health or something like that, because that was rather silly that the war wagons were destroyed so fast. If anyone has seen some issues with war wagons, let me know, okay? But yeah, it's a massive battle, as you can see. All my units just trying to chase cavalry, which is fine, because he doesn't have anywhere to run. You know, he has to engage something, and anything that he engages is completely stronger than what he's bringing in. I don't care if this is Reichsguard, they're not going to get through Black Works, especially not with all the scrap upgrades and everything. So the only damage that is here is actually from the Great Swords and the Knights of War. But I'm going after the Grenades Outriders, and I'm going after his Lord here now. My hero can deal with him single-handedly, doesn't even need anything. I think I even have Opal Amulet and I'm going to use it, so it's like there's no problem at all. I think he's already half health, yeah. Already half health, and every time that I hit, he's going down really fast. And I tried sending these Black Works against the Steam Tank, but the best way was to just, you know, defeat the enemy army, and then the Steam Tank is the only one surviving because it is unbreakable. There we go. That was a nice hit on that horse. He still tried to charge, but I mean, there's a lot of mass here, and he cannot get through. It doesn't matter if he's doing damage. Even the Reichsguard managed to hit some of my Orc Arab boys, but they can't defend themselves, and I can send my units in. So yeah. And suddenly everyone is routing except the siege tank, which, I mean, I'm just going to send my River Troll Hag and do some spells. The Breath Attack, if not mistaken. The Spirit Leech as well. They're all useful, even though he has some resistances, of course. I mean, it still does damage. And you can see it's actually going down pretty fast. Yeah, I cast Fate of Bjorna. I think it does a slightly better damage, actually, even though it's a single unit. But yeah, that's the victory there. So Gorbad doing just fine. And I mean, everyone doing their job is such a nice thing. You know, sure, you have someone that has a little bit more damage, but this is so frequent, and I love it, actually. Okay, so I got a couple of plans from fighting there. Okay, I have everything, so maybe just assault the units. Oh, I have 2 points. Okay. And let me see here, let me get everything here. I just noticed, and I'm so dumb, I just noticed, oh, hold on, I don't have the big lads. Are you kidding me? I didn't invest in the big lads and I have so many Ragnarok spiders. I felt dumb. Like, all the battles that I've been saying, this is like a doom stack, I still don't have that. Am I crazy? I think at the time I tried to go for some spells, and then I just did the whole spell line without forgetting that I needed that. And I'm glad that I still have a couple of, you know, points to spend for that, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to, you know. So what now I want is actually, I'm going to send Oglok the Horrible to this side. And you're just going to attack here. And you get an ambush. I mean, an ambush, you already know what's going to happen. I'm going to use so many summons that I don't even need the reinforcements for the fight. I just want to show you that everyone there is reinforcing. So of course it gives me not only a decisive victory, but a very nice decisive victory. It shouldn't count, by the way, that we have 4 armies. It should only count 2 of those armies, because the 4 armies, they will only come in if the enemy is destroyed, you know. And that's the case. That's the problem, you know. Okay, let's go. Decisive victory as well, because I do have the reinforcements. Yeah, and there's a lot of reinforcements, because of course I do have the Wog armies, so that's fine. I just want to make sure that I get the replenishment there. Crown of Command, so I'm gonna have to do something about those. And finally, okay, the big lads, and biggest and strongest is there. So yeah, I do have that. I don't have art lads because I don't have any ogres. I don't have any black orcs. I don't have any artillery, so that's fine. What other skill? Do I get Mentor? I get Belware? No need for that. I think I'm gonna get Mentor. So yeah. And you're also in the last one, so there we go. I needed that leadership because actually he isn't really good in terms of leadership, actually. It's amazing how good a hybrid caster the hags are, you know? So time to get a lot of skills going on. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot here. Oh, hold on. Can get all the boys. And I need to get Death from Above. That's good. Arm to the Teeth. He's gonna get back here. Let's go. There we go. Lots of skill points after all these battles. So of course, it's also because I'm fighting out. Okay, let me see. The big lads orcs. Yeah, this is the one that the red line doesn't cost anything. It costs like 10 because it's only orc units, which is really good, actually. So let me get tunnel boss just because sometimes I do underway. And if I intercept them, I really want to ensure... No, that's leadership aura. It actually has a nice effect on leadership, so I should increase it. Because sometimes it's not just the leadership aura, it's like giving leadership to everyone around, which does a difference, especially in legendary, and especially in the concept of the greenskins, you know, or the Skaven, for instance. You really need those. So Carl Franz is here finally, and he does have the Nemesis crown. There's a lot of armies here, and this army is super powerful. That's a super powerful army. This one has a lot of RORs and other units, but I think I can deal with that. It's amazing that Tzeentch is going, you know, getting just territories everywhere. Belegar has all of his special ones there. So his special lords and heroes, sorry. I conquered Sartosa, so what I want is to conquer all the places there from Belegar. And this is the last settlement from Thoric. And I'm trying to catch up to this guy because I have missions for it. That's the only reason why I didn't issue peace with Nurgle. And in fact, I'm considering that I may not even do so because I'm going to have 2 armies against Nurgle. So as you can see, the donut is entirely Vampire Coast and Seducers of Slaanesh, which is nice. I have good relations with it, so I don't have any problems so far with whatever is there in the you know, there's no high elves, which would naturally be against me, and they have all been eliminated, I believe. Yeah, and there's some trickster codes here, but I don't have a lot of money. I think at this point what I did was actually later on, or after here this part that I'm going to show you, I actually deleted a lot of buildings that I was constructing and changed some stuff up. So I noticed, yeah, that I do have this lucky shrunken head, and to check which one, this is something that I wish they had changed it. The interface is not really the best one, but I'm just searching for the very last to see. Yeah, let me change that. And I have a scroll of blast and scroll of shielding. I didn't realize that. Then I'm going to close, and then I realize, hold on, I can merge them. I can, you know, this is the new idea. So yeah, I can merge them. But when I did this, I forgot to check who it was equipped on. So here I go, just checking. Oh god, I have to check who doesn't have it. This one has. But that's what I mean by when it comes to this point, it's difficult to still do this, to still manage all the items. I'm doing a lot more with the banners now, and especially with even the ones that give me leadership. I'm just using those on the night goblins or goblin units or anything that has typically low leadership. And it's working really well. It's actually working really well. So far, war against the Empire is going well, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye bye.